So I'm down with the layers flock. I've just given them a few extra pellets, and you can see here this big black rooster is a rooster. So it's a surprise rooster. He's a Jersey giant, and if anybody watches Liz Zorab's channel, you'll know that Liz is famed for having her white Jersey giants. And I was convinced this was a pullet for a long time. They're a very slow growing chicken. So he is 9 or 10 months old now, and really only in the past month has only just started putting on this cockerel feathering, which is sad in a way, because it's quite nice having a Jersey giant pullet that I would get nice big eggs from. But on the other hand, I now have a nice big meal awaiting me in the future. So I'm going to grow him on for as long as possible. He hasn't started crowing yet. So I'll grow him on for as long as I can. He's developed into a lovely, lovely looking little specimen. And then what we'll do is he will go into the freezer at some point. But yes, so I've got an extra cockerel, surprise cockerel, from my lovely layers flock. Well, it's incredibly mild here, a bit breezy today, and I apologise for the fuzziness of my camera, because my camera is broken, so I'm going to have to go and buy a new one. But today I'm basically going around, and it is that season where you get in these beautiful hellebores. Look at this flower. It's just lovely. So these are all in my front garden. I've got one here, I've got another one here, but what happens is you get all the old leaves and they're covering the flowers. And so at this time of year, they're not actually producing much energy from these leaves, and they're going to grow newer ones, so you can take these all off. So just go in with a pair of suckers. Be careful not to cut the stems off. Obviously you don't want to cut the flower stems, but you can cut all these all the leaves off. I might do this without the camera, and we'll come back to it. And then by taking all these leaves off, you can now actually see the actual flowers a lot better. You can see that one, and then this pinkish one, which is really pretty. So that's a great job to do. They will grow all loads of new leaves throughout the year from down here, so you can really take off all of these old leaves, shove them in your compost heap, and then enjoy this beautiful flower at this time of year. Thought we'd have a little check-in on the budgies, and as you can see, the budgies are outside. Now, this time of year is not a good time to put your budgies outside. So if you're thinking you've got budgies in the house and you want to put them outside, do so with care, because obviously they've been used to a warm house and then they're going outside into a very cold environment, and that can kill them. I've got 8 out here. I originally put 9 out. One of them looked a bit peaky after a couple of days, so she's come back indoors with the cockatiels, and I still have the breeding pair and their babies obviously inside, but these 8 are out here and doing really, really well. They haven't got any heating, so they sleep in this white shed on the right, and the thing is that shed has chickens in it, and those chickens create a lot of body heat. So actually this shed, even though it hasn't got actual heating in it, is a lot warmer at night. It never freezes, and the budgies haven't got used to going in there yet, but every night I just come up, collect all the budgies one by one and pop them into the shed, and they've been absolutely fine, and they're actually liking it, and it's been very mild as well. Obviously if we get buckets of snow, I will reassess the situation. Now you might ask why I brought them outside, and the main reason was dust and noise. Having 2 cockatiels, 9 budgies and then a breeding pair of budgies in the house got so loud, and there was obviously vast amounts of dust, and they're better outside. You can see they're happy, they're flying around, preening as Pluto is there. So yeah, they're now in the mixed aviary. Keeping budgies with finches also isn't always great if you're breeding, because budgies will go in and destroy the nests. But for now, for this period when the finches aren't breeding, nobody's breeding, it's totally fine to have them all out. So that is beautiful. I like seeing all of that. Yeah, so that's the state of the aviary and the budgies outside. Just a mega quick update on the seeds. So these are all flower seeds. We've got Nicotiana here. which are really beautiful, and you can see that there you have this limey green foliage, and they're already putting out lots of true leaves rather than they're just their cotyledons. Here we've got some snapdragons. Obviously you can see we've got all different stages, so at this time of year, because it's cooler, you're not going to get an even germination because of temperatures, but we've got some bigger ones, and actually these probably can be potted on soon in their own and put into a greenhouse where it's slightly cooler, so it will kind of stop them, because what you don't want is them to grow mega quickly at this time of year in warm, false warm environments, because then they're going to get long and leggy, and then you'll want to be planting them out before it's warm enough. In here, it's I was going to say a hellebore tray. It's not a hellebore tray. It is I can't think of the name. I've completely forgotten what these are. You'll probably know what they are, and I do. Hollyhocks. Got there in the end. This is a hollyhock tray, although there must have been some seeds already in here, because you can see these look like poppies to me. So there must have been some poppy seeds got in here somehow. And then finally, the last ones to kind of take off are the aqualegias. You can just see these two cotyledons, and then right down here is the first true leaf coming. They've been a bit slower at growing, and also they're biennial, so we're not going to get any flowers off them this year, but it's just nice to see them coming. So it's nice that in January I've got small sort of some annuals and some biennials, and then some bedding plants that I could be able to put out later in the year, get some colour early on. But they're growing really well. Aren't little quail just delightful? They remind me of like little ptarmigans. Now remember, upstairs is shut off because that's where Ralph lives, but they often come and sit on the stairs, and these are all my adults, so I should really cull all the boys apart from one, but I like having a group, and they don't fight. Surprisingly, I know many of you have issues with bullying male quail, but mine have actually been alright. So for them, I think I've got 4 or 5 boys, and then a load of girls, and they sit up there, hello, and they run around. If I move this water so we can see them. Hello, what are you all doing? And at this time of year, when it is quite cold, they all huddle together and share the body heat, which is really nice. So I thought we'd just check in with them. I haven't had any losses. I haven't got any eggs yet, because of course eggs wait till the day length gets longer again, and then that will stimulate them. And then I'll think about buying in some fresh hatching eggs to bring some more genetic diversity to this lot. But for now, they're just very happy, chilling out, spending their winter relaxing, getting nice and plump, and ready for the spring. So it's time to catch up with our budgies, and as you can see, they fledged. So they are super cute. They actually fledged really early. They fledged before they could fly. So for the past few days they've been on the bottom of the cage. And now they've just started to kind of clamber about. And you can see the colour I was talking about last week a bit more. So this is a violet one. You can see the violet on the body. And then this little chap is kind of a very pale sky blue kind of colour. I don't know whether she'll turn around a little bit for us. Can you turn around? Oh, there you can see the beautiful blue colour. So they're very timid still. They've only just kind of started climbing around, so they're very new to the world. But look at them, aren't they just delightful? Sunny's already started laying, so she's laid another egg already. I need to clean out the nest box, because she's actually laid it on all the poops of these babies. It's a good idea just to clean out the old poop before they start incubating again. But these two have done really successfully. And as you've seen, the other budgies have gone outside. And so these guys eventually, when they're weaned, will be sold as pets to anybody who would like them. And they will probably go into the aviary. If they're not sold immediately, they'll go into the aviary. But for now, they are looking very sweet indeed. So I've been shopping. Now going to the garden centre in January is really, really good because A, there are not very many people. B, there are tons of bargains to be had because the shopping season hasn't really got going yet for gardening. So in March there'll be loads of the normal stuff, but in January, February, garden centres are making tons of money. So you can go in and expect to A, find bargains, and B, find some slightly neglected plants that you can take care of and nurture back into life. And then C, you can still plant bulbs in January, but most garden centres will be selling them off cheap, so it's worthwhile running in and grabbing some stuff before the season gets started. So I've got a nice little box of goodies here. So the first thing I got was this pulmonaria. My pulmonaria, sadly, was lost. I think it was weed on one too many times by the dogs, and it didn't make it. So I got this pulmonaria. It was reduced, so it should have been $9.99, but it's actually only £4. You can see there's a little bit of damage, but that's just an old leaf, that's not damage. And there is plenty of fresh new growth. Now the bees love this plant. It's really, really great for pollinators because it flowers really early in the year. This actually does have flower buds on it already, so you can expect flowers to be coming the end of January, February and into March, and that's a really, really good pollinator for your garden. The next thing I went for was some dahlias. I've lost a few dahlias over the past year, so I decided I'm going to get some more. So I got Pretty Woman. She's got bronze foliage, is kind of the thing that is good about this one. I got the Bishop of Leicester, and I got this box. One My Love. So My Love, sorry, not One My Love, My Love. And then finally I got Totally Tangerine. So I got these two because they're open petaled, so they're good for pollinators because the pollinators can get in. These two, of course, what pollen there is very little, but the bees can't get to it, so they're not great for pollinating, but they are good for cut flowers. So I think I've got two that are really good for cut flowers, which are Totally Tangerine and My Love, and two which have dark foliage and are open petaled, but also you can use them. And I also thought the pinky with a pale yellowy ice colour and then this Totally Tangerine will be really good in bouquets. And then finally I got a couple of seeds as well. So I got this wonderful echinacea green twister. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously this isn't going to flower for a couple of years because it's going to be from seed. And then I also got some eryngiums because I love eryngiums. Sea holly they're also called. And this is silver ghost, so it's not the blue one, it's the silver one. So I'll be popping those in over the next few weeks as well. But it was a nice little haul. 20 quid, one plant, 4 tubers, 2 packets of seeds. Not bad at all.